The Vedantic way of remembering him is through contemplation that he is the substratum of everything. The devotional way of remembering is the one who is the support of everything as the Lord with all his Ishwariya Shaktis, whom we worship as our Ishtadevata, pray to him to bless us with what is needed. May we have that another beautiful day with all our dharmas done, with all our upasanas done, with all our vicharanas done, with the best of our intentions, efforts, and abilities. We will do today our prayers, then our chanting of Bhagya Suktam, then our Taittiriya Upanishad, Adhyayanam, then the Yoga Darshana Shastra Satsangam. During the day, we'll have Mundaka Upanishad, of course in Telugu, followed by Gita for the youth, and evening our Bhagavatam 10th 12th skandhas, also Adhyatma Ramayana. May we all find that inspiring interest in studying all the Shastras, and through that to know exactly what we have to reach, and also to know exactly what we have to do to reach to that. May all the Guru Parampara, Rishi Parampara, Bhagavan, Parabrahma, Shruti Mata bless us in this regard. Start. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharshibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. Om Sadashivasamarambham Vyasashankaramध्यamam Asmadacharya-Paryantam Vande Guru Parambaram. Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayinam Sutrabhasha Kruta Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Om Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalam Spatikakrutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe. Om Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarvalokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Vyasaya Vishnurupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaha. Om Shruti Smriti Purana Namalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram. Om Bhavaiva Bhavaniti Me Nitaram Samajayata Chetasi Kautukita Mama Varaya Moha Mahajaladhim Bhava Shankara Deshika Me Sharanam. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dandvataitam Gagana Sadusham Tattvamasya Laksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamajaram Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavataitam Trigunaraitam Sadgurun Tannamami. Om Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Matre Namaha Samasta Brahma Vidya Acharyebhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Namaha. Shri Vedavyasa Vaishampayana Yajnavalkya Adi Shankarad Gurubhyo Namaha. Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Guru Paramparaye Namaha. Om Samasta Gurunam Parabrahmanaha Shruti Devatanam Krupaya Upanishadukta Brahmatmaikya Modasya Asmin Kshane Eva Siddhyartam Sanatana Dharmasya Vaidika Samskrutehe Punaruthana Jagarana Vishwavyaptyartam Tatkrute Kankanavadda Samasta Sadhakanam Sanatana Dharma Sevakanam Bhaktanam Samsthapakanam Samasta Bahya Abhyantara Shatru Vigna Nirmolana Dwara Shakti Sadhana Sampada Anukuleta Anugrah Dwara Dharma Samsthavana Karye Digvijaya Praptyartham Vishwashanti Kalyana Ekatha Praptyartham Shri Bhagya Suktasya Parayanam Shri Taittiriya Upanishadaha Shri Adi Shankaracharya Bhashya Sameta Adhyayanam Vayam sarve karishyamahe adau bhagya suktam. In this bhagya suktam, we are just praying to all devatas to bless us with all the bhagasya bhavaha bhagya. Every of the wells, every of the conveniences required for our better outer life as well as better spiritual life. Whatever are required, we are asking various in charge devatas to bless us with those resources. That is the main meaning in that. And the devatas always in the Vedas are the Agni, Vayu, Varuna, Indra. These are the Pancha Bhautika Rupa Adhisthana Devatas are the Devatas. The Surya Ityadi, they are the ones. And then Indra, then Hiranyagarbha, they are the ones Devatas. In Vaidika Kala, as the Purana Kala came, then we have all the Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and then Vishnu avatars, etc. Mm. So Om Atabhagya Suktam Om Prataragnim Pratarindragam Havamahe Pratarmitra Varuna Pratarashvina Pratarbhagam Poshanam Brahmanaspatim Pratasomamutarudragam Huvema Pratarjitam Bhagamugragam Huvema Vayam putramadiтерयो vidharta adadhraschidyam manyamanasturas chidraja chidyam bhagam vyakshityaha bhagapranetar bhagasatyarado bhagemam dhiyamudavadadannaha bhagapranojanayogobhir गोभिरश्वैर्भगप्रणृभिर् ध्रुवन्तस्याम हुतेदानीं भगवन्तस्यामोत प्रपित्व उत मध्ये अह्नाम उतोदितामघवन् सूर्यस्य भयं देवानागं सुमतौ स्याम भग एव भगवागम् अस्तु देवास्तेन वयं भगवन्तस्याम तन्त्वा भग सर्व इज्जो हवीमि स नो भगपुर एता भवेह समध्वरायोषसो नमन्त दधिक्रावेव शुचये पदाय अर्वाचीनं वसुविदं भगन्नो रथमिवाश्वावाजिन आवहन्तु अश्वावतीर्गोमतीर्न उषासो वीरवती सतमुच्चन्तु भद्राः घृतं दुहाना विश्वत प्रपीना यूयं वात स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः यो माग्ने भागिनगं सन्तमथा भागं चिकीर्षति अभागमग्नेतं कुरु मामग्ने भागिनं कुरु ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओम श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेद वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदा ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते ओमथ शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः संवरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः Om Sahana Bhavato Sahano Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Atha Chaturtho Nuvakaha Yato Vacho Nivartante Apraapya Manasa Saha Anandam Brahmano Vidwan न बिभेति कदाचनेते तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्मान्मनोमयात् अन्योऽन्तर आत्मा विज्ञानमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य श्रद्धैव शिरः ऋतं दक्षिणपक्षः सत्यमुत्तर पक्षः योग आत्मा महपुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवते ओम शांति शांति शांति. Salute Parabrahma Tattva. Salutations to Shruti Mata. Salutations to all the Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Rishi Muni Guru Devata. Salutations to the Taittiriya Upanishad Acharyas of वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आदि. Salutations to Bhashyakara, Adi Shankara Bhagavan. Salutations to all the Acharyas, Gurus who are guiding us, blessing us. What makes us perform well and achieve is, along with abilities, resources, most important resource called as the purity of the Antakarana. Pure Antakarana is calm and peaceful Antakarana. Pure Antakarana is Sattva-guni Antakarana. Pure Antakarana is the Ekagra Bhumika Yukta Antakarana. By all sadhanas, we have to achieve to this. Depending on this purity only, all these four things happen. First, only a pure Antakarana makes us qualified and able and interested to listen to Shastra. If the first step of purity is not there, Antakarana, that impurity in the Antakarana pushes the Jiva to involve in the world with the Dehendriyadi, only in the worldly things, not towards the divinity. So, one level of purity brings us to the class. We are pure to some extent, required for coming to the class. If that purity of heart is not there, all the impurity of Rajotamo would have put us like it puts us other time of the day or the others in other things, either some involvement in the world or in the sleep. So, if the sleep is avoided, if other distractions are avoided, if we are able to come to the class, means that is purity. Specifically, if not class, you may be doing puja, you may be doing upasana. So let us take our own example. So first step brought us to purity. But even after coming to the class, unless the second level of purity is there, we will not be able to concentratedly and listen and understand. Therefore, second purity we are now struggling, in which more concentration of the mana, more alertness of the buddhi should be functioning there for understanding whatever we are listening. Every word, every sentence, every thought, it will never be understood unless again we reach to the second level of Shuddhata or purity. We have to seek that purity. Again, it is the next grade of Sattva-guna only. Next degree of Sattva-guna. Then, the third level of purity only when we have that, whatever we have understood, we will have guts or decisions or initiatives or abilities or commitments to do the practice. If that subtle purity is not there, more purity, then we will stop only at the understanding level. But what we do is, whatever the impurity at that level forcing us. The impurities never leave us, they will definitely take us to the world. The finer most impurity also, when we remove, then only the finermost sadhanas required to be done will be done by us. So that for doing the third level of sadhana, of doing the sadhana, what we have understood, there also we need the next level of antakarana, shuddhata and purity. In that, the desire to do sadhana, the planning to do sadhana, sparing the time to do sadhana, all of them are there. If they are not there, intellectually we may understand, but we never do. And then fourth level of purity is that where that sadhana leads to the anubhuti, experience. For that experience, relentlessly, only involving in that sadhana of seeing the truth and nothing else should be given value throughout, completely. Everything else is eliminated. I just want to have the Bhagavad Anubhuti and Darshana. Other than that, nothing else is even remembered or minded. If that is there to us, Anubhuti comes. So thank God, thanks to our elders, thanks to Gurus who blessed us, thanks to our Punyam, that at the first level of purity we are there, at least that we are able to regularly listen to our most beautiful sacred Shastras, which are indicating to us the ultimate goal and means. Thankful to the Rishi Parampara who have brought these Shastras up to us. But then let us not stop here. Go to the next level, reach out. So may we seek, and this purity comes from upasanas. Purity comes from the prayers. Because all this antakarana which is impure is nothing but maya. All the maya is held by the Lord only. Therefore, when the Lord is prayed to, along with our own efforts, remember always, doctor alone can know what is our disease and treat. But along with his treatment, we also have to take care of not nullifying or neutralizing his treatment by our wrong deeds. See, to get treated from the doctor, it is not necessary that we are in the hospital admitted. Till the disease is cured, whenever we are taking medicines, all the time we are under the treatment of doctor only. So, while doing so, should we not be careful in not doing those things which neutralize the treatment effect? In the same way, through the prayers, the Lord will give us the remove the impurity and gives the purity. Again, it is our duty, responsibility not to involve in those things because of which that pure heart is impurified. That responsibility should be ours, has to be ours. If it is not so, if that also is in the hands of God, God would have done long back. And why only to you and me? To everyone He would have done it. अपने आप नहीं होता है, करना पड़ता है, कुछ तो करना पड़ता है. So through prayers, Lord provides occasions, gives the chances for purification. Those chances we have to make use and make ourselves purified, then maintain in that. As Gita में कहते हैं, उद्धरेद आत्मनात्मानम, bring yourself to that pure level. Natmanam asadeta, don't allow yourselves to go back to those means by which the purity is removed and the impurity is gained. No, we should be able to maintain that alertness, that commitment, that practice throughout life. As we give the same example thousand times, how long we have to be alert about our driving when we are driving two-wheeler, not allowing it to lose the balance and fall. How long we have to be alert? Any moment not alert, we fall. Therefore, the only answer is till the destination is reached on the two-wheeler, we have to be completely alert. So, to till the destination of Paramatma is reached, we have to be very alert regarding heart's purification or impurification. What purifies, that alone we do. What impurifies, that we keep on avoiding. Whether it may be food taken, whether it may be the interactions with people, whether it may be karmas, whether it may be the thoughts that entertain the mind, whether there may be variety of the entertainments we go for. Is it not? A cinema gana, all that, a bhajana, both are sounds only. But one impurifies with the worldly thoughts, but other purifies with the divine thoughts. And then a temple, a hotel, or a club, both are places. But the one place impurifies us, another one purifies us. See in the Bhagavatam we say, no? Desha, Dravya Desha, Atma, Sambhava, Ashubhan Hanti, Hritstaha, Bhagavan Janardanaha. Mm. People are there worldwide. Some people are those who interact or take the topics of worldliness. Other people talk only of spirituality. Both are people. These are people and interaction impurifies us, it purifies us. Shuddha Bhojanam, Shakahari, and Ashuddha Bhojanam, both are Bhojanam. But it makes us impure, it makes us pure. So that we have to be alert and choosy at every moment, in every step of ours. So to see that our purity level is increased, so that our levels of sadhana also become higher and higher, starting from the Shravanam, going to the Mananam and Avagahanam, then doing the required sadhanam and dhyanam till we reach the Anubhavam. It's a price we have to pay. Doing all this is sadhana. Knowing is first sadhana, doing is second one, going on doing till the reaching happens is sadhana. Neither we can afford to stop, nor we can afford to go back, nor we can afford to get distracted. The one who understands this is matured and is following the Vedic injunction. What is the Vedic injunction? Only three words. Chara eva eti, chara eva iti. He is going on moving, going on moving, going on moving. Like we are going on moving in our daily study of Shastra. How much thoroughly, deeply we are studying and understanding, it all depends on our own capacities, abilities, blessings, etc. Though it is an important topic, but in this example, we are going on moving. Chara eva iti. So, in this way, let us go on moving with knowing where to move and how to move, etc. May the Lord Gurus bless us. They are already blessing. May we recognize their blessings. May we make use of their blessings. May we have that intellectual alertness and maturity to recognize those blessings and karuna of Bhagavan and Guru Parampara and put our due efforts to make best use of them. And all is possible only with one thing. What is one thing? The single pointed total desire and commitment that I must or I have to gain the truth, only the truth. If this exclusiveness comes regarding the goal, then everything falls in right place. Alternative to this goal of Paramatma, any other goal we have, then we get distracted. All our sadhanas can never be up to the mark level. Is it not? A person has only one job at home in the daily, fully will focus on that. But तीन चार नौकरियां उसने लिया तो you cannot fully do any one of them because for other things also he'll have to give time and energy, etc. In the same way, if you have multiple goals, अर्थ भी चाहिए, काम भी चाहिए, धर्म भी चाहिए, everything if you have, one of them is also moksha, then our moksha will be very delayed. May not come also even because other three we are giving priority and importance. That is why after giving up artha kama through dharma, Bhagavan tells at the end, even sarva dharman pariteja, then only you can do mamekam shadavraja. It's not that पहले सर्वधर्म को परित्याग करो फिर मामेकम षडमरजा करो. That is not the way of understanding that shloka. The shloka is only if you do sarvadharma parityaga that you will be able to do mamekam sharanamraja. It is not the question of doing the Lord is talking there. It is the question of ability the Lord is talking. Doing depends on ability. The ability to do mamekam sharanam raja will come only when you do the sarvadharman parityaja. You can do that dharman parityaja only when you do dharma exclusively. Only doing dharma possible only when through vivek and vairagya we keep up the artha and kama. What is the meaning of keeping artha and kama away? In our concept of intellect, there is nothing should be artha, nothing should be kama. It is select and delete. The folder itself is deleted. Like in the computer, in a folder there are files. So one or two or three are files, we don't want to remove them. बट पूरा फोल्डर ही सेलेक्ट करके डिलीट किया तो कैसा होगा? यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट एग्जाम्पल? पूरा फोल्डर ही निकाल दिया. एक एक किताब में एक एक पन्ना फाड़ कर बेच रहे हो, अब पूरा पन्ना ही फेंक दिया तो पूरा किताब ही, कोई भी हो, अच्छा नहीं तो जो भी है. इन द सेम वे द फोल्डर्स ऑफ अर्थ एंड कामा should be selected and deleted. To such an extent, the only dharma is there in our life, that also to qualify for the moksha. We have to know that this is required, then we have to seek this with our efforts, we have to seek it with the grace of the Lord through upasanas. that in मेरी जिंदगी में धर्म और मोक्ष के अलावा और कुछ भी नहीं होना चाहिए. और कुछ भी जो भी है अर्थ काम, इट्स मोह, it is ignorance. It is a cause of bandhana. It is a cause of dukkha. It is a cause because of which our own pristine moksha anubhava, that I am Brahman, we are denied of. So this is how the sequence of the things. Anyway, so at length we tried to see some upodghatam today, but the main thing what we saw was the purities at 4 levels leading to the sadhanas of 4 levels. First sadhana listening, second sadhana understanding, third sadhana doing what is understood, fourth one is reaching to the anubhuti. All of them are possible depending on our levels of purity. Purity is a big word. In that so many things come, which we discussed, some of them. So the sattva guna is purity, not absence of rajo tamo is purity, ekagrata is purity. You know, only doing dharma for moksha is purity, not having avilasa for the artha and kama is purity. सबको कहते हैं. इंटरेस्ट इज प्योरिटी, वांटिंग टू नो द ट्रुथ इज प्योरिटी. शुद्धता में इन सारे सद्गुणों का व्यक्तीकरण होता है. तो मे वी हैव दैट वे शुद्धता टू ग्रो इन आवर साधना डे बाय डे. Now, in this Taittiriya Upanishad, we have seen in the second Brahmananda Valli up to the third and fourth Anuvaka, Annamaya Kosha. The moment it is said, everything regarding Annamaya we should understand. What it is made up of, how it is looking like, where it goes back into when it perishes, how it is maintained while being maintained, what is the purpose for which it is given, and in what way when it is misused, it becomes the cause of bondage, and how to avoid that misusing. All this we can understand. The moment Annamaya Kosha is said, that means we have done vigorous exercise on trying to understand the Annamaya Kosha. Okay, then this Annamaya is Atma. But then within this Annamaya there is another Kosha, which is the Atma is Annamaya, therefore it must be Atma to me also. Therefore, I am that inner Kosha. It is called Pranamaya. Annamaya is not Atma. In this way, by doing Anatma Abhyas of the Annamaya, except for maintenance and needful work, Annamaya should never be in our vicinity. है कि नहीं? जैसे कार में घूमकर घर आने के बाद नेक्स्ट डे फिर से कार में बैठने तक यू डोंट रिमेम्बर कार, जस्ट लाइक दैट. हाँ, पेट्रोल भरना है या रिपेयर है, दो स्पेशल ओकेजन्स यू रिमेम्बर इट, बट अदरवाइज मेरा कार यू डोंट रिमेम्बर इट. सेम वे देह शुड नेवर बी रिमेम्बर्ड more than when it is required, where it is required. And then how is it done? Only when we reach to living the life at the level of Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha level is dynamism, working, serving the world. Like this NDRF and the army people, when they went to Turkey and Syria allowed or not, without caring the Deha, with Pranamaya Kosha, they were working. And yesterday we saw the Prime Minister's address to them. Those 18 minutes is so powerful. It should be translated to all languages of the world. Everybody in the world should listen to it. Every prime minister, every praja, 800 crores should listen. That much important, useful was that message yesterday. Excellent it was. Where the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, he explained. And then we Indians should be first in serving wherever calamity comes in the world. Any type of Manavata is first. It is really only a spiritual person can talk like that. Purely spirituality, pure Vedanta. All that was specifically seen. Great. So they all worked there, not worried about the Annamaya. Only Prana Shakti was working, along with the emotion of mana, knowledge of the intellect, etc. Now, प्राणमय के अंदर भी एक और कोश है मनोमय कोश. Most important is this one. In manomaya, what thoughts we have, that determines what pranamaya and annamaya do. Okay? So mana had to be managed. And in mana, in general, other than the Veda mantras, Purana mantras, nothing should be there. So that in mana, no other thoughts are there to prompt Annamaya and Pranamaya to involve in some nonsense which unnecessarily creates the impressions or vasanas. That is the power of this Veda mantra Ucharana, that is the power of Bhagavan Nama Smarana. All the time, only when that is done. Because only this is done, there is no other thought of Vishayas, anything entertained. Sankalpa to obtain them, desire to obtain them, therefore work to obtain them, which put together is called samsara, is eliminated. To the extent we become purified. This Manomaya, which has got full Veda should be supported by Vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya does two things. One, it has full understanding about the meaning of all the Veda mantras, for that matter, all the knowledge gained in the mind. Buddhi has got the knowledge of all the Shabdarashi, whether it is Veda mantras or Purana mantras. Veda mantra and Purana mantras are Shabdarashi. They have an artha. Veda Purana mantra Shabdarashi is in the form of Vritti in the mind. Should be maintained all the time. Backed by the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Vijnanamaya Kosha's job is whatever the Shabdarashi is there, Veda mantra ka kaho, Purana mantra ka, at the mana level of that, the crystal clear, authentic, well analyzed Jnanam or Vijnanam or understanding is there in Vijnanamaya Kosha. Okay? Now see how the khel happens. Vijnanamaya Kosha has all knowledge, but it is in a hibernated sthiti with knowledge. Manomaya Kosha is alert, with its always having the mantra. Now, whatever is required at whatever the time to be done, that the vritti comes in the Manomaya, the Vijnanamaya supplies with the knowledge as to what to do and how to do. That should be the life. Again, I explain. विज्ञानमय कोशा शुड कंटेन लाइक द वेद मंत्र है, सब मेरे को पता है, उसका ज्ञान बुद्धि में है. अब सुबह का टाइम है. अब दैट ज्ञानमय कोशा शुड prompt the manomaya kosha, which should in turn prompt the pranamaya annamaya kosha to do that alone, which is to be done in the morning, in the daytime, in the evening time. That should be the integration between the annamaya, the prana, mano, and vijnana. Annamaya is my place of stay, headquarter. I stayed there and work. Pranamaya is the source of energy for me to do work. The manomaya is the all the shabda rashi of the knowledge. Vijnanamaya is the knowledge itself of this shabda rashi, which again and again decides, depending on the time, which is place which where we are, the work what is to be done. Only that work, if the Vijnanamaya tells the mana to do, and mana also makes Anna Prana to only that work, where is the problem of samsara? This is how a highly intelligent person understands and integrates all his four koshas, lives them with them only for this sadhana, not for anything else. Others, not knowing it, in millions ways, they misuse the four koshas and they get bound in samsara. Think about it, make this is our own knowledge. सो शब्द राशि वेदों का मन में स्फुरित होता है, होना पड़ता है, निरंतर उसका अभ्यास करना पड़ता है। उन्हीं शब्द राशियों का विज्ञानमय कोश में स्फुट रूप से, अध्यवसाय रूपण से, निश्चयात्मक रूप से विज्ञान होना चाहिए। I explained yesterday the example of Gananandva Ganapati. See, that mantra is chanted by the mind through the mouth, but it should have the meaning in the intellect. Then our intellect should do what? One, every day morning in your puja room, Ganapati mantra should be chanted. Two, whenever you go to Ganapati mandira, that mantra along with the meaning should be chanted. Three, that mantra, because it is a remover of vignas, whenever the vignas come, that mantra should be chanted. Mouth will chant, mind will supply the thoughts, and the intellect will, with the knowledge of the meaning of that mantra, creates that required bhavana or shraddha or the bhakti toward that respected God in that particular mantra. Example of one mantra I gave about everything. So the Manomaya Koshas mantras are three. One, the Veda mantras regarding truth. Second, Purana mantras regarding all the upasanas. Third is Dharma Shastra mantras, which tell us how to conduct for our own safety, for the safety of the world. These mantras of Dharma Shastra, Upasana Shastra, and Jnana Shastra, which are there in the mana, of them, the knowledge should be there in the intellect. With that intellect at these three level, जब धर्म करना है तो धर्म का मंत्र याद आया और उसका ज्ञान बुद्धि ने कहा, फिर उसको हमने किया. तो upasana mantras are remembered by us, then the intellect supplied with the knowledge, then upasana done with the due understanding of the buddhi with the anna and pranamaya kosha. Then the Vedanta mantras are remembered in the mana, then the buddhi is supplying with the knowledge. With the knowledge, the contemplation is done inside, because वेदांत मंत्रों का वाणी से, मन से, अप्राणों से कुछ करने का नहीं होता, because they are विचारणा प्रधान. So in this way, again and again, when we deliberate on these five koshas, all these subtle, beautiful understandings start coming to us. Thus, we will be able to use all the koshas for sadhana and not for bandhana. That is what is our life. Now, the Vijnanamaya kosha, we have seen yesterday what it is. Now, its five limbs we have to study today. Okay. So, Manomaya Vedatma Uktaha. Manomaya Kosha is the Veda Atma, means Veda hi Manomaya ke Atma hai. Manomaya Kosha is Vrittis. In those Vrittis, Veda mantras alone should be there. That is called as Veda Atma. That is Manomaya. Then Veda Artha Vishaya Buddhi. What is Buddhi now? Buddhi means Vijnanamaya Kosha. वेद अर्थ ही उस बुद्धि के वृत्तियों में विषय है. वेद मंत्र मात्र अगर विषय है, इट इज मन. ओनली वेद मंत्रास आर द ऑब्जेक्ट्स ऑफ थॉट, इज कॉल्ड मन. उन वेद मंत्रों का अर्थ, मीनिंग, इज द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ द थॉट, इट इज बुद्धि, विज्ञान में कोश. दे आर नॉट टू, ओनली वन अंतःकरण. ओनली मंत्रास, यू नो, like you all know, all some of you know Guru Stotram. And when you chant Guru Stotram with the mouth, the thought has come in the mind. But do you know the meaning of it? If you don't know the meaning and only you are chanting, you are at the Manomaya. Like Gayatri Mantra आप बोलते हो. Do you know thoroughly the meaning of it? You understand it? Not knowing the meaning means Vijnanamaya nahi hai wahan. But you are chanting means Manomaya is there. मन में वृत्ति बनने के बाद ही वाणी से शब्द निकलता है कि नहीं? So Vedatma is Manomaya. Vedartha Vishaya Buddhi is equal to Vijnanamaya. And the Veda Artha, the meaning of the Veda Artha, Veda is Nishchayatmika. It is very firm. It is decisive. Nishchayatmika. And then how do we get the Nishchayatmika Vijnanam or the meaning of the Veda? Only when we know it from those who already know. And who know it is our own gurus. How do they know it? From the parampara. That is why the paramparagata Vedanta Shravanam is required. Not only Vedanta, everything we should learn from our elders, who have learned from their elders. Wherever the chain is broken, then instead of coming the parampara of the jnanam, all the interpolated worldliness comes. Then uska fir parampara chalta hai. Just like Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, परंपरा कम होते हुए भौतिकवाद की परंपरा बढ़ रहा है कि नहीं? Because somewhere the Adhyatmic parampara got broken and somebody in the earlier generation has introduced Bhautikavada going on. I'm telling in some places, some cases, some families, somewhere. In other places, the parampara is going on and that is why it has come up to us. चलता ही रहेगा. The सनातन धर्म परंपरा पूरा नाश नहीं होगा, कम होता होगा. 99.99% मे बी ओनली दी भौतिकवाद परंपरा वाले हो सकते होंगे, बट दैट 0.01% तो होते हैं, बिकॉज दे आर दोस लेटर ऑन विल हैव टू रीइंस्टेट और रीएस्टैब्लिश दिस आध्यात्मिक परंपरा. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जांपल एंड एक्सटेंडिंग इट्स एक्सप्लेनेशन. नाउ वी कट शॉर्ट द एग्जांपल देयर. So only through parampara we will have the nischayatmika vijnana. Another Nishchayatmikata comes in the Vijnanamaya Kosha about the meaning of the mantras is when we practically do and experience. Sometimes. Is it not? परंपरा से जान लिया है, प्रयत्न करके, प्रैक्टिस करके, इम्प्लीमेंट करके, एक्सपेरिमेंट करके भी जाना है, देन निश्चयात्मिक हो गया. एंड देन निश्चयात्मिका का और एक मीनिंग क्या है? Like Bhagavan Surya is the prachodaka of the buddhi, making the buddhi alert. Now, this is what is Veda said about role of Bhagavan Surya for the jivas, and to do that, jiva will have to pray through Gayatri mantra. So, this is called Nishchayatmikata. What is Nishchaya? Bhagavan Surya is appointed for doing the prachodana of the buddhi of the jivas. One Nishchaya. Because Veda Mata ne kaha. Same Veda Mata ne kaha to the jiva that you should worship Bhagavan Surya through this Gayatri mantra. This is your job. So, when I do it, then Surya Bhagavan will bless me with the prachodhanam of the buddhi. If I am clear about it, it is called Nishchayatmika buddhi. That Nishchayatmika buddhi से हमको जब टाइम है सुबह दोपहर शाम उस समय मन और वाणी के द्वारा सूर्य भगवान का हम इस थ्रू दिस चैंटिंग वी आर डूइंग इज उपासना. You understood now Nishchayatmika buddhi. So to Bhagavan Shiva is given the role of giving us Mrutyunjayatva. But that he will give us only when we chant that Mrutyunjaya mantra. So this Nishchayatmika in the buddhi that Veda ने कहा शिव जी को, वेद ने कहा मुझे. शिव जी को कहा bless them with मृत्युंजयता and हमको कहा you chant the मृत्युंजय मंत्र. तो निश्चय होना चाहिए बुद्धि में. Nishchayatmika buddhi is that doubtless because Veda Pramana and Guru Pramana in the beginning. Thereafter, with them taken as Pramana, with Shraddha on them, which is our next topic we are going to discuss. When we implement, we get the result. When the result comes, then our own Anubhava becomes Pramana to repeatedly do. Because मुझे पता है, like coffee, tea, we drink it, taste it is Anubhava Pramana, therefore we go for it again and again. But these are all samsara. इन आत्म अनुभूति एक बार मिल गया अनुभव दोबारा करने की जरूरत नहीं होती है, उसमें हम एस्टैब्लिश होते हैं. एनीथिंग अदर देन आत्मा अनुभव, अदर ऑल उपासना धर्म क्रियास, दे ऑल हैव टू बी रिपीटेडली डन. फॉर देम द प्रमाण इज श्रद्धा इन गुरु एंड शास्त्र एंड आवर ओन अनुभूति समटाइम्स. Like that day when I served my parents, they were happy, they blessed me, I was also happy. So it is my own anubhava praman. So every day I should do. That day when I went to temple, heard that ringing of bell, Veda mantra, beautiful fragrance smell of agarbatti, colorful flowers, devotees coming in their devotion. It gave me such a beautiful experience. That is your own experience, no pramana. Then go every day. That is निश्चयात्मिकता of the buddhi, pramana के साथ. Clear? So, the Vedatma Manaha Manomaya Vedartha Vishaya Buddhi Tacha Vyavasaya Lakshanam. Before that, Nischayatmika Vijnanam. Nischayatmika Vijnanam. The form knowledge. Adhyavasaya Lakshanam is, as I gave you, analyzed. Our experimentation with the faith. After that, whatever happened, the observation about that, called as Adhyavasayam, gives the Nischaya. Nischaya is of both. The other place, unlike the temple I went, clarion sound, clamorous sound is happening. It disturbed my mind, distracted me, gave me so much dukkha. So that also is anubhava. That anubhava also gives me a pramana. Then for that pramana, what I do the nischaya? Other nischaya. For the temple, the nischaya was to go. And this place, the nischaya is not to go. है कि नहीं? नॉट टू डू वाले के लिए भी शास्त्र गुरु का प्रमाण होता है और अपने आप का अनुभव प्रमाण होता है. टू डू वाले का भी. Is it not? Like that food I ate, health got spoiled. So I am pramana to myself. My own anubhuti gave me the jnanam. That jnana pramana I use. I will not eat that thing again. I am just trying to explain you what is the nischayatmikata of the buddhi. What is the adhyavasaya lakshanatva of the buddhi? In which the Veda Jnana, either on the strength of the Guru and Shastra, faith on the Guru and Shastra, or one's own experimentation, that is very firm. Guided by this Vignanamaya Kosha, Anna Pranamana should live, should conduct. That is what integration of the koshas. But still, our goal is not to get hold on to or caught up in kosha. Our goal is ब्रह्म विदाप्नोति परम. उसको मत भूलना, फिर फंस जाएंगे इधर. सो वेदार्थ विषया बुद्धि निश्चयात्मिका तत् अध्यवसाय लक्षण च लक्षणम. And ultimately it is one of the dharma of the one of the antakarana. Antakaranasya dharmaha. This one. Now tanmayaha. Tanmayaha means what? Adhyavasaya lakshana nischayatmika lakshana vedartha jnanamayaha nischaya vijnanaihi and pramana swarupaihi. प्रमाण से बना हुआ निश्चय विज्ञान. निर्वर्तिता आत्मा. निर्वर्तिता मीन्स कंडक्टेड और यूज्ड. आत्मा मीन्स हियर अंतःकरण इज कॉल्ड विज्ञानमय कोश. सो आत्मा तो परमात्मा ही है. बट दैट आत्मा नाउ वी टुक एज अन्न प्राण मनो. नाउ बाय सेइंग दैट अन्न का आत्मा प्राण है, अन्न को छोड़ा. प्राण का आत्मा मन है, प्राण को छोड़ा. फिर मन का आत्मा विज्ञान है करके मन को छोड़े. अब एट दिस लेवल हम कहाँ हैं? बिफोर वी रीच टू आनंदमय, विज्ञानमय इज आत्मा. देयरफॉर दिस इज व्हाट विज्ञानमय आत्मा के स्थाई में जब है, नेक्स्ट कोश में नहीं गए, उस समय कहते हैं दिस निश्चय विज्ञान ही प्रमाण स्वरूप ही निर्वर्तित आत्मा विज्ञानमय. So Tanmaya is Vijnanamaya. Vijnanamaya Kosha, if you want to understand in 2 words, this is what. Pramana Swarupaihi Nischaya Vijnanai. प्रमाण के साथ निश्चय पूर्वक विज्ञान जब है, वेद मंत्रों का, पुराण मंत्रों का, गुरु उक्त शब्दों का, that state of our identity is called Vijnanamaya Kosha. Many a times we live at that level. निश्चय पूर्वक विज्ञान हमारे अंदर होता है. As I told you the example, I know that place is good. I know that person is good. I know that object is good. I know that person or object is bad. This is called Nischaya Vijnana. At that time, we are not in the doubt level of the Manomaya Kosha. Sankalpa Vikalpa mein nahi hai hum. We are in the Vijnanamaya. Like when you come to the class. Earlier days, Manomaya. जाए ना जाए, जाए तो जाए कहाँ, समझेगा कौन यहाँ। दर्द भरे दिल की कान, क्योंकि जुबा मेरा है। बट लेटर ऑन विज्ञान हो गया अभी कि क्लास में जाएंगे ही, नहीं तो स्वामी जी सपने में आएंगे सुबह भी। इट इज बेटर टू गो एंड स्लीप देयर rather than in the room. तो विज्ञानमय कोश में है आप सब लोग, स्पेशली यू थ्री हु रेगुलरली कम। सो अदर का विज्ञानमय लुढ़क गया, दे हैव कम टू मनोमय, मोर देन दैट अन्नमय स्लीपिंग ओनली एट दिस टाइम। हो गया। नाउ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थॉट इज ऑन प्रमाण विज्ञान पूर्वक ही यज्ञादि ही तायते। Okay, yajnadihi, yajna means every karma should be yajna. I explained yesterday. Whatever Veda says, that alone we have to do. Veda never tells us to do the karma. Every karma told by the Veda is yajna swarupa only, because in that the two things are there. Some Vyashti working for the Samashti, while doing so the Vyashti becoming purified to become qualified for the spiritual unfoldment. All the Vedas main injunctions guidance is in this direction only. In what direction? Everything a jiva has to do in his all varnas and ashramas, the Shastra tells us to do. And all that is Yajnamaya only. In that Yajna, we do in the interest of total, for our own purification. Our purification is for reaching to the self. This is what Veda's main purpose. वेद का पर्पस यही नहीं कि हमसे यज्ञ को छुड़वा के कर्म कांड करा के, कर्म मीन्स काम्य कर्म, कामनाओं में फंसाना, ये वेद का पर्पस नहीं। अगर होता, इट कैन नेवर बी कॉल्ड एज वेद। वेद मीन्स नॉलेज। ऑल दिस इज डन आउट ऑफ इग्नोरेंस और delusion, not knowledge. So I'm just trying to explain here the meaning of प्रमाण विज्ञान पूर्वक ही यज्ञादि तायते में बात क्या है? मेन सेंटेंस, एवरी इंडिविजुअल शुड डू यज्ञ backed by प्रमाण पूर्वक विज्ञान, प्रमाण विज्ञान पूर्वक निश्चय। वी एक्सप्लेन ऑलरेडी, वेद प्रमाण और वेद पढ़े हुए पंडित ही प्रमाण है, जो अपने विज्ञान से हमको बताते हैं इस यज्ञ को करो, इस आपदा के निवारण के लिए ये यज्ञ करो, इस फल के प्राप्ति के लिए। एंड वी एक्सप्लेन यस्टरडे द टू यज्ञस आर लौकिक फल ओरिएंटेड द्रव्यादि यज्ञ, पारमार्थिक फल ओरिएंटेड ज्ञान यज्ञ। Both are given in Shastra. We should ourselves study Shastra and should know what yajna we have to do for the Laukika Phala, what yajna we have to do for Paramarthika Moksha, and we should do it. So to say what is said therefore by this sentence, ki reach to the Vijnanamaya level, let that Vijnanamaya Kosha have Pramana Janita Vijnana. With that Pramana Janita Vijnana, the Vijnanamaya Kosha should decide to live life only of yajnas. That Vijnanamaya Kosha should not give charge to the Manomaya. If it is given, Manomaya does all Sankalpa Vikalpa, which have no spiritual meaning and certainly the bondage meaning, binding to the world. मन का काम ही वो है, वो परमात्मा की तरफ जाने नहीं देता, इधर भगाता रहता, और that is a bondage. Therefore, Vijnana, Pramana Vijnana Puraka Yajnaditayate. It's a way, actually, these sentences, hours together I have to explain to you. But I am hesitating. We will not go ahead. Karke. So, Pramana Vijnana Puraka Yajnadihi Tayate. Okay. So, first thing, let me put it. Okay, 3-4 मिनट हम ले लेंगे। देखो, लोग यज्ञ आदि क्यों नहीं कर रहे? पॉइंट 1। दूसरा, जो यज्ञ कर भी रहे हैं ढंग से क्यों नहीं कर रहे? तीसरा, लोग ढंग से भी कर रहे हैं तो ज्ञान यज्ञ क्यों नहीं कर रहे? Why the kamana yajna they are doing? Some are not doing yajna at all. Some are doing but not with proper intentions, processes, etc. Some are properly doing with clarity, but not the moksha giving jnana yajna, but they are giving, they are doing the bhoga giving dravya yajna. Three questions are asked. For all the three questions, the answer is common because they don't have pramana purvaka vijnanam in the buddhi. What is the meaning of absence of pramana purvaka vijnanam in Vijnanamaya kosha? The first one, through the yajna alone, devatas are prasanna, then they fulfill our desires. So that first pramana purvaka jnana they don't have. Therefore, they don't do the yajna. Because in Gita said, देवान् भावयतानेन ते देवा भावयन्तः परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेय परमवाप्स्यथ. So they don't have Veda Pramana because they never studied, or at least Guru Pramana, therefore they never listened to Guru. गुरु को नहीं सुना, वेद नहीं पढ़ा, इसलिए ये वाला प्रमाण नहीं है उनके पास. Therefore, through the yajna, through the blessings of these devatas, we get our problems removed, desires fulfilled. This jnanam is not there in their Vijnanamaya kosha. Instead of that, in their Vijnanamaya kosha, what is there in the vasanas, what the mind says, that alone is there. Therefore, they don't do yajna. Second type of people do the yajna but don't do properly. Why? Because any yajna, when properly systematically done, then only gives result. That type of vijnanam clarity they don't have in the antakarana. At that level they are deluded. उनको ऐसा लगता है कि करने से फल मिलता. उनको ये बात नहीं है कि ढंग से करने से फल मिलता. We all are at this level. We do japa. We have the first thing conquered. But we don't get the result of japa because we don't do it the way it has to be done. We do puja, but still we don't get result because second thing we have not followed. What is that? How the puja to be done so that the phala comes. Puja is not just doing pouring some water on Lord Shiva and putting bhasma and all. No, that is what you. It's like a painting only. Painting is not worship, no. There, how much my indriyas are involved, how much my bhavana that the Lord Shiva alone I am doing upasana is there. They are the ones which are called as puja, not the mechanical outer doings. But how many of us apply ourselves consciously in doing puja? Only mechanically karke aate. Like every work, yeah, is my husband. He should be fed well so that he can do the work whole day properly. With this attitude, she cooks the food, then she is a matured, understood wife. Mechanically also she can cook. Like the hotel में कोई आया कोई का आया, हमको क्या फर्क पड़ता है, उनको पैसा चाहिए. But the wife should think that husband also should work in the office. With this work, I get salary to take care of my family. That attitude is called husbandhood or fatherhood. Like I am teaching you this. Mechanically I can teach, but it is Puja Gurudev and the Guru Parampara's order for me to talk on this subject for the interested audience so that they can understand. With this attitude, when I speak, then I am conquering the second stage also. Yajna. Okay? Now the third one. Why they do only the Kamya Karma related yajna? Why not the Moksha Wala? Again here also, Pramana Purvaka Vijnanam is not there in the Buddhi. That any type of any number of Dravya yajnas we do, results will come. They are beautiful, but none of them are permanent. Now point is what? If the permanent result is not there, then we can go only for this. But there is a permanent, infinite, blissful result giving Jnana Yajna is there. When my Vijnanamaya Kosha has not got the Pramana Purvaka Vijnana regarding this, I will not do this. Therefore, what is meant here is this one. Our Vijnanamaya Kosha should have Pramana Purvaka Jnanam for doing the yajna only, for getting the worldly objects. For that also should be systematically done. After doing it for some period, I should shift slowly into the Jnana Yajna for the moksha. This is not said here, but we as a corollary understanding. We understand. What is said here what? Every yajna is only when the pramana purvaka vijnana uske पीछे है तो प्रमाण विज्ञान पूर्वक ही यज्ञादि तायते. So, means what a true yagnika is he who lives the life of yajna, and his yajnas are pramana vijnana purvak. The pramana can be his own pramana, or he can take the Panditji Guru pramana or the Vedane kaha, wo wala pramana. So, in other words, what we have to understand from it is life should be lived only as yajna every moment. And which yajna to be done for what purpose, that should be very clear in our Vijnanamaya Kosha. That clarity should be authentic with the help of Shastra and the Guru or those who have done. देखो प्रमाण विज्ञान पूर्वक यज्ञादि तायते. देन यज्ञादि हेतुत्वं च वक्ष्यते श्लोकेन. आगे कहेंगे. In fact, a person who uses his Vijnanamaya Kosha and gets the authentic knowledge from the Shastra, he cannot but live life of yajna only. That's what I quoted you. The example of our Prime Minister. When unambiguously in his mind, wherever the Manava Jati is suffering, out of the Manavatva, we have to be the first ones, the Indians, to go and serve them. No, these orders are the ideas what he is giving, and for that we have to prepare it. Much more we have to prepare, and you have seen it. You have not only served there, you have gained a lot by learning so many things. Then document all that, make big notes and books of what you have learned, so that such things when next time happens, we have to be fully prepared to do it well. What a beautiful way he guided yesterday. Excellent it is. You listen that. Oh, ठीक है. My purpose is not in the class, that one. कि in his Vijnanamaya Kosha, whole Manava Jati is one. If that authentic knowledge is not there, how can we send our Indian material to those people for serving along with our own people, taking the risk? His sentence is so powerful कि आप भी मृत्यु से लड़ रहे थे हर क्षण. Because when they go to bring the people from rebels, इनके ऊपर भी गिर सकता है. And the temperature is 4 degree. और कुछ हो गया, the whole country is devastated. How can they help us? We went to help there. We don't go to take our help up. So all those very minute things he was observing and talking yesterday. It was very excellent. But my example here is what? Because he has got his Vijnanamaya filled with Pramana Jnanam, that all Manava Jati is one, that he has made our people do this yajna of going and serving the human beings there. Best part of it was what? The Turkey government has not at all involved. In the sense, they only allowed us, permitted us to land there overnight. किसी का उनका कोई जरूरत ही नहीं था. ऑल मेटेरियल इज आवर पीपल दे वेंट हॉस्पिटल. कुछ उन्होंने किया है. व्हाट ए पावरफुल इंडिपेंडेंट सर्विस, नॉट डिपेंडिंग ऑन देम. दैट वाज रियली लॉर्डेबल. लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स अपने आंखों के सामने सब हो रहा है. सो आइडिया इज व्हाट? द वन हु हैज गॉट द विज्ञानमय कोश अवेकेंड, and that awakened Vijnanamaya Kosha, he filled with Jnanam. And that Jnanam is authentic, Pramana Janya. And the Pramana is the Sadguru and Shastras, or Gurudevas and Shastras. Such people will live life every moment only as Yajna, whether they are in spiritual world or outer world. They cannot be otherwise. Those who don't have the Pramana Janya knowledge of the Shastra, because Shastra tell that your individual life is for the total, not for your selfish purpose. If this Shastra Jnana is not heard, then we think our life is for our own self. For that sake, we can trouble anyone, we can trouble the total. That type of negativity will come in the mind. Such person only is not doing the Yajna Karma, he is doing the Dushta Karma of Samsara. That's why the Indians regularly get exposed to Gurus and Shastra. Guru and Shastra always tell them, live life for others. Therefore, most of their hearts are filled with Yajna Bhavana. That is why wherever they go, they only do the Yajna work as Yajna. Beautiful it is. Teach same to your children. उनके विज्ञानमय कोश को ऑथेंटिक नॉलेज से ऐसा भरो कि उनका जीवन समर्पण रूपी यज्ञमय ही होना है. In the Dravya Yajnas, we offer all Dravya for the sake of total. In the Jnana Yajna, we offer our Ahankara and Upadis, our Jnanam and Moha in the fire of the Jnana. उस द्रव्य यज्ञ से दुख निवृत्ति होती है, बिकॉज द्रव्य गिव्स दुख. ज्ञान यज्ञ से सुख प्राप्ति होती है, क्योंकि द आत्मा बीइंग आनंद स्वरूप. बाय द वे, ओके. सो प्रमाण विज्ञान पूर्वक ही यज्ञादि ही तायते. जिनके अंदर प्रमाण जन्य विज्ञान नहीं है, उनका जीवन यज्ञमय नहीं होता. एंड दोज हु लाइफ इज नॉट यज्ञमय, देयर लाइफ इज भोगमय, देन samsara रोगमय. There's no doubt in this, whether you like it or not. This is the fact. We have to understand, get convinced, start lifting ourselves from the lower level to live this higher level. Oh, yeah. Now, in this way, to prepare our Vijnanamaya Kosha and live a fruitful life outside and inside, what we have to do? Like in this way, with my Annamaya Kosha, I have to live a fruitful life. Should I not maintain my Annamaya Koshas, all limbs intact? In the same way, Vijnanamaya Kosha also has 5 limbs. All the 5 limbs are intact, proper. Then with this 5-limbed Vijnanamaya Kosha, I can soar high as a Pakshi in living the life of Yajna. Dravya Yajna for purification, Jnana Yajna for moksha. Then what is the preparation of these 5 limbs of Vijnanamaya Kosha is what is talked in the next subject of telling what each of the limb of this Vijnanamaya Purusha Pakshi are representing. Like Manomaya का क्या था? यजुः शिरः, रुक् दक्षिण पक्षः, साम उत्तर पक्षः, आदेश आत्मा, अथर्वांगिरस पुच्छम प्रतिष्ठा. Now to this Vijnanamaya Kosha Purusha Akara Pakshi. शिरा क्या है, उत्तर पक्ष क्या है, दक्षिण पक्ष क्या है, आत्मा क्या है, पुच्छम क्या है. Put together, it becomes the perfected Vijnanamaya Kosha, helping that Jiva, the owner of that Vijnanamaya Kosha, to live life only of the Yajna. Clear? So where we have to live the life at Vijnanamaya Kosha. And with what? Spirit Yajna Bhavana. And how do we do that? Pramana Janita Vijnana jab hota hai Vijnanamaya Kosh mein. And how that Pramana Janitatva all are developed when all the 5 limbs are properly maintained. And what are the 5 limbs? That is the whole subject here. Today also we may not have much time to discuss. एक तो आज हम बात कर ही लेते हैं. Now where we have come up to? Manomaya Kosha. It is the Atma, so far we thought. But inside Manomaya Kosha, permeating the whole Manomaya Kosha, even the Atma of the Manomaya Kosha, there is another one, and that is our real Atma compared to the Manomaya. The name of that is Vijnanamaya Kosha. And what is Vijnanamaya Kosha? Pramanajanya Vijnana. Okay? Pramanajanya Nishchaya Vijnana, let us say. प्रमाणजन्य निश्चय विज्ञान स्थिति को विज्ञानमय कोश कहते हैं. I should live my life at that level, and in Vijnanamaya Kosha only I told you the Karta is there, the Bhokta is there. Annamaya Kosha is not the doer, not the enjoyer. Pranamaya is not the doer enjoyer. Indriyas not doers enjoyers. Mana is not doer enjoyer. Vijnanamaya Kosha Purusha only is doing enjoying through Prana Mana Anna. Unfortunately, in his Vijnanamaya Kosha, he doesn't have the Pramana Janita Nishchaya Vijnana. Therefore, he is misguided by others, or he is misguided by all those Mana Ityadi. Like a hospital doctor nahi hai. You went urgently. Then डॉक्टर नहीं तो क्या करोगे? अब नर्स को कंपाउंडर को पूछोगे क्या करना. अब दे आर नॉट डॉक्टर्स, बट समथिंग उपचार तो करना है, एंड दे डू व्हाट दे कैन, बिकॉज डॉक्टर इज नॉट देयर. So too Vijnanamaya is not there. Therefore we consult the Manomaya, Pranamaya. They are compounders and nurses, but they do what they know, and what they know is only worldliness. कभी लगे तो लगे, नहीं तो गया तो गया. But the doctor is उनको पक्का पता है. So too, if we are Vijnanamaya Kosha Sthayi Jiva, and really Vijnanamaya Kosha is Pramana Janita Nischaya Puraka Adhyavasaya Lakshana Vijnanam. That is Vijnanamaya Kosha. Think about it. And let us try to awaken our Vijnanamaya Kosha. Abhi to so raha hai wo. That's what I said the other day. We are living most of the time emotionally, not intelligently. Like the wife gave the coffee, we drink out of emotion. Intellectually नहीं है. इंटेलेक्चुअली है तो थिंक करोगे उस समय जरूरत है क्या, उससे इम्पोर्टेंट और काम है क्या. एवरीथिंग वी डू इमोशनल. शी कॉल आ जाओ खाने पे. अब हुक्म आ गया तो नहीं मानोगे तो फिर भूख लग रही कि नहीं, जरूरत है क्या, और कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट क्या उस टाइम. है ना, अपना विज्ञान से नहीं जीते हम, दूसरों के कहने पे. इट्स कॉल्ड इमोशन. लाइक यू कम टू क्लास अर्लियर बिकॉज ऑफ इमोशन. स्वामी जी का आत्म शांति के लिए आ रहे हैं. अब वो चेंज हो गया. नाउ यू आर कमिंग बिकॉज यू आर गेनिंग नॉलेज. कैन आई इमेजिन लाइक दैट? सो इट इज योर विज्ञानमय. इज इट नॉट? यू आर लिविंग इन विज्ञानमय आल्सो. है तो विज्ञानमय. माई आई विल गेट माई नॉलेज. दैट्स व्हाई आई टॉक. If more people listen and they get benefit, it's good. That is emotion. That's manomaya. That होगा या ना होगा मेरे हाथ में नहीं है. So in this way, specifically understand Vijnanamaya Kosha to be that state of Antakarana where Pramana Janita Nischaya Purvaka Vijnanam is there. Again, of what? Of what for the life to be lived, how it is to be lived. That is already Shastra will tell us. है ना, वही प्रमाण कहा ना. शास्त्र और गुरु प्रमाण को सुनने से वो लोग हमको लक्ष्य क्या होना चाहिए, मार्ग क्या होना चाहिए, उसके लिए तैयारियां क्या होना है, सब बताते हैं. उस बताने बात को सुनने के, समझने के विषय को विज्ञानमय कोश कहते हैं. ओके. नाउ हियर ऑफ दिस विज्ञानमय कोश, the 5 limbs will mention them today. Little we study, more we study tomorrow. It also has got 5 limbs. Tasya Shraddha eva Shiraha. And what is Shraddha? Why Shraddha is Shiraha is our discussion. But Shraddha is Shiraha. Shraddha, something more than the English word faith. Strong. The faith doesn't completely convey the words Shraddha's meaning. That's why slowly in the Oxford Dictionary, they may replace the word or add the word Shraddha. Like some words they don't find meaning, so they put the Sanskrit word as it is. Mantra, they say it as mantra only. There are so many things. Shraddha cannot be put it any other language. It can be felt only in the Sanskrit Bhasha, in the utterance of Sanskrit word. Anyway, Shraddha is Shiraha, Rutam Dakshina Pakshaha, Satyam Uttara Pakshaha. 3 okay? What is the Shira of the Vijnanamaya Kosha? Shraddha. What is the Uttara Paksha? Rutam. What is Dakshina Paksha? Satyam. By heart karo aaj. All the put together is powerful, beautiful Vijnanamaya Kosha. उस लेवल पे जीने का आनंद बहुत बढ़िया होता. The worst level of living life is that Annamaya, that also only like a glutton, always the mind on eating this, eating that, then sleeping, sleeping. This is a worst level than even animals. Vijnanamaya is Utkrishta Jivanam. Next is Atma Anubhava. Anandamaya is this is Nidramaya Kosha, so वहाँ कुछ साधना तो हो नहीं सकता. Okay. Now, the 4th one is called Yoga Atma. Of the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the central portion, the Atma is Yoga. What is Yoga? It will be told. Then Maha Pucham Pratishtha. That is what is the Pucham which gives Pratishtha to the entire body or entire this Purusha Vidaha. The Pucham gives Pratishtha. Pratishtha is support. The Pucham gives support. So what is the support giving Pucham for the Vijnanamaya Pakshi? It is Maha. So what is Pucham, Maha? What is Atma, Yoga? What is Dakshina Paksha, Satyam? What is Uttara Paksha, Rutam? What is the Shiraha, Shraddha? By heart karo. Then we'll explain it tomorrow again. I'll read out, see the Bhashya, which very, as we saw earlier line, how it required a detailed explanation. कोई कोई चीज़ें एक्सप्लेनेशन डिटेल की ज़रूरत पड़ती है। शंकर भगवान कहकर चले आते हैं, हमको उसमें रुक कर पकड़ के समझना पड़ता है। सो निश्चय विज्ञानवतः ही कर्तव्येषु अर्थेषु पूर्वं श्रद्धा उत्पद्यते। सा सर्वकर्तव्यानां प्राथम्यात् शिरः इव शिरः. This looks to be explained about Shiraha, the Shraddha of the Vignanamaya Bakshi. But we have to pause and study there. So to Ruta Satya Yatha Vakyate Eva, he said, I will not talk. You refer, it was told already to you. Yogaha Yuktihi Samadhanam. Only one line said, but we have to analyze. Atma eva Atma. Atmavato hi yuktasya samadhanavataha angani va shraddhadini yathartha pratipatti kshamani bhavanti. तस्मात् समाधानम योगः आत्मा विज्ञानमयस्य. महः पूर्वं प्रतिष्ठा. महा इति महत्तत्वं प्रथमजं. महदि अक्षं प्रथमजं वेद इति श्रुत्यन्तरातु. पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा कारणत्वात्. कारणं हि कार्याणां प्रतिष्ठा. यथा वृक्षवीरुतां पृथ्वी सर्वबुद्धिविज्ञानां च महत्तत्वं कारणं. तेन तत् विज्ञानमयस्य आत्मनः प्रतिष्ठा. तदपि एष श्लोको भवति पूर्ववत्. यथा अन्नमयादीनां ब्राह्मणोक्तानां प्रकाशकाः श्लोकाः एवं विज्ञानमयस्य अपि इति चतुर्थः अनुवाकः. Oh, cute this is. Adi Shankara Bhagwan's wonderful Bhashyam. So what it is? Vijnanamaya Kosha. One more day. Tomorrow we'll study. But today we have added so many things. More specifically, we explained what is Vijnanamaya Kosha. More clearly, we explained what is the meaning of Yajna. More specifically, we talked about the Pramana of the Shastra or our Gurus. More specifically, we talked about the life should be better lived at Vijnanamaya Kosha, not at the lower. Because all these things we have today added to our what we studied yesterday. And also the 5 limbs of the Vijnanamaya Kosha are mentioned or named. Each of them we have to study tomorrow. Then authentifying the Vijnanamaya Kosha, again comes the mantra from the Rigveda, and that also is very powerful. Vijnanam yajnam tanute karmani tanudepita brahma vijnanam brahma chedveda pramash vijnanam brahma chedveda तस्मात् चेन्न प्रमाद्यति शरीरे पाप्मनोयित्वा सर्वान् कामान् समश्नुत इति तस्यैव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य. All this quotation authenticating the Vijnanamaya Kosha's presence from the Rigveda mantra also is very powerful explanation. We will study that. Then इसका भी अंदर इसके भी अंदर और एक आत्मा है, that is आनंदमय कोश. That is how the 5th one. So even though we are spending some 10-12 days, but we are at least trying to feel about the understanding of the Panchakosha. And after doing it, I think basic better after doing it. Or maybe in between only, from Viveka Chodamani, what Bhagavan Adi Shankara talked about 5 koshas, I will definitely take that topic 2 days. So that what in the Prakarana Grantha our Acharya said and what our Vedas said, Upanishads, together when we study, the knowledge becomes comprehensive. At that time only you can see the difference between the Upanishads way of saying about Panchakosha, the Prakarana way of saying a Panchakosha. Upanishad way of saying doesn't appear to be understandable easily. Prakarana way of saying appears to be very appealing. But what is truth is what is said in Upanishad. It is higher, it is lower. But Prakaranakara will have to lift us from the lowest level where we are to the Upanishad level. Therefore, he writes like that only. We are at that level. In the analysis of 4 koshas, other than the speaker here talking, any other aspect of Mano Vijnana, that it is filled Ragadesha and Kama Krodhadi, they have to be eliminated. The Vijnanamaya Kosha has got all the unnecessary understanding. ये सब कोई डिस्कशन हो रहा है क्या? हो ही नहीं रहा. Means what? Upanishad talks purely of पंचकोश. अब उससे जो गिरा हुआ बंदा है उसको उठाने के लिए प्रकरणों में जिस स्थाई के वो पंचकोशों को हमने बना के रखा उस स्थाई से बात करना पड़ता है. What it is all you will come to know when we take the reference also of Viveka Chudamani. Definitely I will do. If I forget, you remind me. Yeah. Now Vijnanamaya Kosha, the 5 limbs. Tomorrow only that topic we thoroughly study. Then the next sixth Anuvaka we enter. Panchamanuvaka we enter later on. Sarvam Parabrahmacharanaravindaramanamastu. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamādāya Purnamevāvashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramanushibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shrutimatre Namaha Om Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you.